everybody, welcome back to your Mismo. Today we are going to install the electrical power steering pump, and for that you need a couple things. First, we got these hose from Evo Energy. It's a 6AN 25 foot just because I always fuck shit up and I need a little extra. This comes with some fittings for the hoses. I'm probably gonna use this 45 degrees angle and then these other 45 degrees and some of these stray plugs as well. So this will be more than enough. After that, I went in the internet and I found these little fittings, this one as well, that I needed for the rack and the power steering pump. I'm probably gonna use, if I'm not mistaken, I'll put everything on the video, but these and one of these is for the rack, for the high pressure and low pressure side, and then this one, it will be for the pump, for these high pressure, and because the low pressure is just a hose here hooked up with a clamp or something. I did purchase an extra one just in case for the big size. Then this side, I mean, here is the same size as the low pressure on the rack and pinion. After that, of course, you need the pump. I picked this one up on eBay. I guess it's from the UK. They modified these pumps and they say you are able to get up to 1400 psi on the high pressure side. It's really easy to hook this up, positive, negative, and then one of these cable needs to be on power, the other one needs to be on the switch. I'll explain later on. And then I purchased this bracket from WFM on eBay, pretty much to sit this pump in here, and that way it will be secure and I'm ready to go and ready to slide. This pump weighs like, I want to say like 15 to 20 pounds, so it needs to be secure. Hopefully this is enough. I'm gonna bolt it down to the back of the car. So this is pretty much all you need, besides, well, this other thing right here. I went ahead and checked what was the amp pressure in this pump. It seems to be, and this 70 amp breaker seems to be enough to move these pumps. I want to go ahead and purchase a breaker just in case something happens, I don't burn the line or whatever. So I got a 70 amp. Don't recommend going anything lower than that because it's just gonna flip. The breaker is not gonna work. So this is all you need to install your electrical pump and, you know, be ready to rock and roll. Another thing I recommend but I forgot to purchase is a control valve. A control valve will reduce the amount of fluid that is going towards the rack. That way you can increase it or decrease it depending on the track and depending how you want to drive. Right now I forgot to purchase that one, but it's really easy. You just gotta go get it, and then you will install it in between the hose and this fitting right here. So you will put your valve right in here. So if you need the wheel to be a little bit loose, you just open the valve and it will, you know, shoot out the pressure. If you need to feel more of the streets and have a little bit more grab on the steering wheel, you will close a little bit the valve and you know, feel for your needs. So that's another thing. I haven't purchased it, but again, I will buy it later on and then add it to the line. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now the pump's gonna go in this area, so I need to make a hole somewhere in here so I can run the hose all the way to the front, through the bottom of the car, all the way to the rack over there. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And then of course you need some clamps to secure that hose under the car. You don't want to drag that hose and cause a leak and possibly getting out of the track because you can't be having any oil leak of any type. So I need the clamps. I have 2 or 3 different sizes that I picked up. I gotta see which one is the best one, and then I'll run to the store and get some clamps. So that's the new thing we're gonna be doing today. Another thing I have is the hoses for the e-brake, but this will be later on in the next video. And I went and purchased some tires along with some new wheels so I can have spare tires for the competitions. Now I don't have 5-lug conversion yet. That's why I went and purchased these 4-lug wheels. I'm just gonna run it like that. I'm not gonna buy that right now because I don't have the money. And then I forgot to show you guys, but that's done. There it is. I think I didn't make a video for this. I rigged up a sensor in there. That connection, it's kind of like weak. I'm not sure if it's gonna work or not. I need to put it into a test, but that pretty much has the temperature and the pressure of the oil. That's where it goes. And then this is placed with that bracket, which has self toppers, and they're probably gonna come off, but for now I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm probably gonna end up doing drilling a hole and having a bolt go through. That way it will be secure, because you got to think about a lot of vibration. This car is going to generate a lot of vibration, so I forgot to give you guys the update. So definitely not what I was expecting. Rag is leaking, and I'm maybe like 2 weeks into the event. That's not good. I'm wondering why all that grease looks like that. I thought it was just, you know, the power steering pump issue that I have, because it was leaking from the power steering pump. But now that I look at this, it's not just the power steering, but it's the rack. I think it's leaking from that seal where it connects to the rod for the steering wheel. Also that other, now that I'm looking at this, there's some, I can fix that. Just need to be tight, but there's some around here as well. So I'll fix this one, and then this one has to stay like that. Pump is on. You can see the hoses, they're just hanging in there. Pump is on, just with some cables. I was filling it up, and I'm gonna talk to you guys how to properly fill this up here in a second. Okay, before I go over and try to fix that leak over there, I am going to show you guys how to properly prime this. So you got one cable, two cables, 3 and 4. So here's the thing, this is positive, that's ground, and just keep in mind this is not how it's going to be wired. I was just testing for leaks and I found a leak. I grabbed power from here. You always want to have same thickness or even more. So we got this cable, and then we got these other two cables. One is going to be the trigger, the other one is the speed on reaction of the pump turning on. So I'm gonna power the unit. Okay, this is the one that trigger the pump. This is what, whenever you give power to this cable, it will turn on the pump. Now this cable right here, you always want to power the cable because of this. Look, if I power this cable and then I trigger the pump, I'm pretty sure you guys can hear how fast it will turn on. I'll do it one more time. I have this cable power. I put it right here. The pump will turn on real quick. Now what happens if I don't have this cable power? It's not gonna turn on. But let me tell you something. If you power the pump, or if you power the switch before powering this cable, it is still going to turn on. But listen to the pump. So basically that pump is turning on, but it's turning on real slowly. So I recommend you guys to turn it on slowly to prime the pump. If you turn this pump fast and you don't have enough oil on the reservoir, it can damage the engine or the motor or whatever is spinning and pushing that liquid to the rack. Now, the reason why I don't recommend you guys to power that cable with the same power that you are powering the positive cable is because that affects the way that it stops as well. Now, I don't know if this is gonna damage the pump or not, and there's some people out there that knows more about this pump than I do, but hear this out. I got my positive in here, right? I'm powering the positive. I'm powering the black cable with the positive. I'm gonna put it just right in here so I can demonstrate what I'm doing. I'm gonna put it right here. And I'm turning the pump, turns right quick, and I'm turning it off. If that power stays on the black cable, that's how the pump will shut off. You hear the pump? It keeps running. Now, if you are able to eliminate power to this black cable as well, the pump will shut off faster. Let's listen to it. Turn on the pump, power it off, power this off. Let's listen to that one. Turn the pump on. I personally kind of want the pump to stop spinning same time I turn it off. Why? That's just me. I mean, if I have a leak and I just find out about the leak, for example, I turn off the pump and I need to wait 30 seconds for the pump to stop spinning, so I'll end up with a mess on the track, right? And that's what we don't want. So I want the pump to turn off at the same time. So I'm probably going to I don't know. First, there's two options. I put a second switch for the pump, so I will have two switches to turn on the pump, or I put that cable somewhere so when I turn on the key, it will stop the pump completely. That's where I'm at right now. So, not sure, but first, I need to find what I'm gonna do with that leak. On the meantime, I do have another project that I need to work on, and I need to fix these hoses and whatnot. So, I think this is where we stop. See you guys to the next one.